The fifth day of the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly's autumn session saw the passing of several bills. These bills include the St. Xavier's University Bill 2020, the Meghalaya Farmers Empowerment Commission Amendment Bill 2020, the Meghalaya Appropriation No. 4 Bill, the Meghalaya Mineral Cess Amendment Bill, the Meghalaya Right to Public Services Bill, and the Meghalaya Settlement of Arrears under the State Taxation Acts Bill 2020. On the fifth day of the autumn session of the Meghalaya Legislative Assembly, Deputy Chief Minister Prestun Tinsong said that the redevelopment of Barik Point is at the conceptualization stage. While replying to a question raised by the opposition MLA Ampareen Lingdaw, the Deputy Chief Minister said that currently details of the project cannot be revealed as discussion with various departments as well as stakeholders is still underway. Tinsong also stated that the new project would provide space for staff members and officers of the PWD, roads and building departments. It may be recalled that Chief Minister Conrad Sangma had moved the resolution to adopt the ILP in Meghalaya. The resolution that had the support of all political parties was adopted under the Bengal Eastern Frontier Regulation 1873. While speaking on the implementation of the Meghalaya Residents Safety and Security Act or the MRSSA, Conrad Sangma stated that the new governor of the state, after having examined the matter, had sent his suggestions to the government, and these suggestions are currently being reviewed by the government.
Sir, the proposal for setting up of an iconic infrastructure in PWD complex at Barik is at the conceptual stage. B. Sir, does not arise in view at A above. C. Sir, does not arise in view at A above. D. Public Works Department, Road and Buildings, sir. E. Sir, the existing land houses the following offices of PWD Road and Building. 1. Office of the Executive Engineer, PWD Road, Shillong Central Division. 2. Office of the Assistant Executive Engineer, PWD Road, Subdivision 1 and 2. 3. Office of the Assistant Executive Engineer, PWD Roads, NH Subdivision. 4. Office of the Executive Engineer, PWD Buildings, Electrical Division. 5. Office of the Assistant Executive Engineer, PWD Buildings, Electrical Subdivision. 6. Office of the Assistant Executive Engineer, PWD Road, Shillong, Building Subdivision. And 7th, officers and staff quarters of PWD Road and Buildings.
Honourable Speaker, sir, may I inquire from the Honourable Minister, PWD, Deputy Chief Minister, what would be the procedures entailed at the conceptual stage?
May I get the question repeated, sir?
Honourable Speaker, sir, what would be the procedures entailed in a conceptual stage?
Sir, in fact, the criteria is, because this project, we feel from the government, we have the intent of redeveloping that particular area. But saying that, we also would like to take into considerations the views, the opinions of all the interrelated departments. And right now, why I said we are at the conceptual stage is because this process is still on. So unless we get all the details, I will not be able to say anything on that. But once we get details, then the government will take a final call on that, sir.
Honourable Speaker, sir, if that is the stage at which this project is at, may I inquire from the Honourable Deputy Chief Minister whether or not some sort of a competition was held by the Urban Affairs Department, and I'll ask my next question after.
Yes, sir. In fact, from Urban Affairs Department. They floated invitation last year in the month of June 2019, which is known as design competition, from all the architects or firms, agency who deals with this. And the nomenclature of this is for redevelopment or redesigning of the particular place, and that is Barrick Point. So, on the basis of that quotation, sir, five firms, they participated, 5 firms participated, and then ultimately one of them was treated as number 1.
So, Honorable Speaker, sir, am I therefore made to understand that while this consultation between departments was supposed to have occurred, a DPR has actually taken shape in this project?
Sir, in fact, as I've already replied, as far as redevelopment work is concerned, we are right now at the conceptual stage. When you talk about de-quotation invited by the Urban Affairs Department, I would like to say this is specific for designing only. It is only for designing, not for preparation of DPR.
Honorable Speaker, sir, I'd like to know whether or not this conceptual stage will also consider the huge spaces in this 3.5 acres dedicated to housing facilities for staff of PWD Road and building.
Still, I don't get the question, so may I request Honourable Member to comment?
Honorable Speaker, sir, as of today, there are several staff quarters already in existence in that location. Will this redevelopment plan therefore also dedicate spaces for staff and for welfare of staff of both the roads and the building officials?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's why I already said we are right now in the conceptualized stage, number 1. And number 2, related department discussion, consultation is still on, where we need to take into consideration all these issues and all the concerns, and ultimately government will take a final call.
So one last question. May I request the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, therefore, since the project is at a conceptual stage, to include the local MLA and the MLA of Laban constituency as well, because this is a project which is at the heart of our constituencies. May I get some assurance that we too will be consulted?
Sir, in fact, as an MLA, I think it is mandatory that views, suggestion can be submitted to any concerned department or to the government. We are fully accommodative that. Thank you so much, Honorable MLA who has just raised now. We are fully accommodative, and those suggestions, views, opinions submitted, which is the best for the interest of the state, we accept it, sir.
Yeah, Charles.
The course of the reply of the Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, he has said that the proposal for setting up an iconic infrastructure. Will you kindly define iconic infrastructure to me, please, through you?
Sir, well, that's what I'm saying. Right now we are in this stage. Until and unless all the details, be it the discussion, the consultation or even preparation is completed, I still cannot say which types of iconic infrastructure is, but I'm sure, as I said to you, once the process is completed, you will be known exactly as mentioned by Honorable MLA from Lancaster.
Sir, in the course of his reply, he has said that quotations were floated, invitations for a design concept. And one of the designers was selected as the number one. What was his design like? And we know the components of the design.
Sir, in fact, all the details I don't have. But ultimately, technically I should say, after examining those papers, so one of the firm was qualified, not only qualified, but we treated as the best designing done. So as a layman, in fact, I don't have much the detail. So therefore, sir, for this particular supplementary, I think I require notice.
No, sir, that's fine. We are all laymen in this particular type of work. But to qualify architect or a design firm as the best firm to be selected, he must have given you some design. So on what parameters were used to make him the best design? That is all I'm asking.
Sir, yeah, I've already replied, sir. I don't have the record, the details right now with me. That's what I said, I require notice, sir.
My last supplementary, sir. In that design, was there a shopping mall considered?
Sir, it was inclusive. Inclusive.
And, Mr. Speaker, sir, submission to the government. Although this question, I'll just take 2 minutes. The idea of shopping malls today has become a thing of the past. Even before pre-COVID days, Maharashtra had suffered an 80% loss of footfalls in all the shopping malls. They were like graveyards. Let's not go that far. Even in GS Road, Guwahati, all the shopping malls are closing down or they are being used for something else. Because there are no buyers, everybody is going online. So my humble request to the Honorable Minister, if you consider any design, it would be best in the interest of everybody to avoid that and use that space for something better. That is my submission, you may reply.
Sir, I think I've already replied very, very clearly. We need to, yes, right, sir. I think I saw in the statement few weeks back, keep coming on daily basis, where I could see the concern of all the stakeholders as far as the proposed redevelopment of Barrack Point is concerned. So therefore, I would like to say, sir, we will take into consideration all the opinions made by all the stakeholders, and ultimately for the best interest of the state as a whole, for the interest of people of the state, we will take a final call on it.